We're going to look at factorisation. A factor is a number or pronumeral that goes into another number or term with no remainders. The highest common factor is the largest factor of all of the terms, so the largest thing that goes into each one of the terms that's in our expression. So to factorise, the first thing that we need to do is identify the highest common factor and write this down. So when looking at this first expression that we have here, which is 5x plus 20, then identifying our highest common factor is looking at what goes into both 5x and into positive 20, and it's actually 5, so we need to write this down. Okay, so that's our first step. Then we need to draw our bracket. Then we need to have a look at the two terms that we've got here and divide our 5 out. So 5x divided by 5 just leaves me with x, and positive 20 divided by 5 gives me 4, because 5 fours are 20 and 5 times x is 5x. So then all we need to do is close our brackets. So we end up with 5 bracket x plus 4 close brackets. And we know how to expand brackets, so we could double check that. 5 times x gives me 5x, and 5 times positive 4 gives me positive 20. So therefore we're checking to make sure that we're correct. Okay, we're going to try the next example now. So example number 2, we are going to do right now. So 8x plus 20y plus 4 is our expression, and we're going to factorise it. So our first step is identify our highest common factor and write it down. So we want to see what goes into both, or into 8x, into positive 20y, and into positive 4. So in all those numbers, 4 is the highest common factor, so we write down 4. Then we have a look, are there no pronumerals that go into all of those terms? So then we just have to draw our bracket. Our next step is actually to divide out our highest common factor out of all of our terms. So 8x divided by 4 leaves me with 2x. Positive 20y divided by 4 gives me positive 5y. And positive 4 divided by 4 gives me positive 1. And then I just need to close my brackets. And I can double check that by thinking what it would look like if I expanded it out. So 4 times 2x gives me 8x, 4 times positive 5y gives me positive 20y, and 4 times 1 gives me positive 4. So therefore I know that that one there is correct. I'm going to look at doing number 3 now. So example 3 is x squared take 30x. So looking at our highest common factor, we can actually see that there aren't any numerical factors, but we can see that x goes into both of our terms. So that is going to be our highest common factor. So we write our x down. So I've got x squared take 30x. That's the only thing that's a common factor within them. So then I need to open my brackets, so I put that in. Then I'm going to go x squared divided by x gives me x, and negative 30x divided by x gives me negative 30. There are no other factors and no other terms, so I can close my brackets. And I can double check this one. X times x is x squared, and then x times negative 30 gives me negative 30x. So that one is done. Looking at number 4, we have 2ab plus ab squared c take 4a squared bc. So again, we need to have a look at what our highest common factor is. So there's no numbers that go into 2, 1 and 4 other than 1, so we don't write that down. So we have a look to see if we've got any pronumerals. So all of them have A in them, so we're going to write our A. And all of them also have B, so I'm going to write my B. Then I need to put my bracket in. Then I need to divide out the AB out of each of the terms. So 2AB divided by AB leaves me with 2. Then I have positive AB squared C. So I go that divided by AB gives me positive BC. Then I look at negative 4A squared BC, dividing out that we leave our negative 4, still got an A, the B's divided out, so it's 4AC, and then I just close my brackets. Okay, and to multiply that back out, 2AB, add AB times BC gives me AB squared C, good, and then AB times negative 4AC gives me 4A squared BC. Looking at our last example that we've got here, our example 5, which is 6m squared n plus 12mn squared, take 4mnp. So we need to have a look at what is our highest common factor. So what goes into all of them? So as we can see, that we could get 3 that goes into 6, 12 and 9. So I'm going to put my 3. All of them have m. All of them also have n. So that's our highest common factor. Then we need to draw our bracket in. And now we need to divide out our highest common factor out of all of our terms. So 6m squared n divided by 3mn gives me 2m. Oops, I think I'm going to run out of room, so let me just move all of these a little bit. There we go. And then I have 3mn out of 12mn. So 12 divided by 3, I'm a positive here, is 4. M divides out. N squared divided by n leaves me with just n. And then 9 divided by 3 is 3. The m divides out, the n divides out, so that just leaves me with p. And then I close my brackets. Okay. Now I've just realised that I don't have one with any other sorts of indices. So I'm just going to do a 6th example for you. So our final example is 10x cubed y plus 5x squared y squared, take 15x to the 4 y cubed. So as we did before, we need to work out our highest common factor. So we look at our numerals first of all, or our coefficients as they are here. What goes into 10, 5 and 15 is 5. So we write that down. So write down 5. Then we have a look at our pronumerals. And as you can see, we have x3, x2 and x4. So for all of them, I can divide out x squared, so x to the power of 2. So I need to write that at the front here as well. So x squared. Then I need to have a look and see, is there anything else that can be divided out? And all of them I can divide out y, because we have y, y squared and y cubed. So write that in as well. So then that's everything that is a factor of all 3 terms. So I draw in my brackets. Then I need to actually divide out that highest common factor out of all 3 of my terms. So 10 divided by 5 gives me 2. X cubed divided by x squared leaves me with x, and y divided by y leaves me with 1, which I don't write. Then I've got 5x squared, y squared. So I need to divide my original highest common factor out of that. So 5 divided by 5 is positive 1, which we know we don't write, but I do need to put my positive in. X squared divided by x squared is also 1, but y squared divided by y is y. So we can leave that one. Then I have negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. X4 divided by x2 is x2. And y3 divided by y gives me y2 or y squared. That's all done, and close my brackets. So there we have some factorisation. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you would like, come visit us at Miss Burke Rocks to be able to get some more help with some more math tutorials. And thank you for watching.